thank you so much for joining us today in the Jane and Brian Williams studio. We're really excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. My first question, what made you come back as a commencement speaker for the 2024 commencement?
What made me come back is that I was invited and I wanted to come. I'd say while I was here, and definitely since I've been here, I joke that I'm an unpaid walking advertisement for Elon University because I love the school so much, and my time here was so special and formative for me, and just a sacred 4 years here. And I believe in the music theater department, but just the university as a whole and what they have to offer students. And yeah, I'm really passionate about the culture here and the kind of people that Elon turns out. And so, yeah, when I got the call from Dr. Book, President Book, and to hear, that I was, that the seniors got to vote on who they wanted to come, and that I was sort of elected in that way, was such a huge honor. And I called my parents and they cried, and then I cried. Yeah, it's a huge honor, and I said yes, and that's why I'm here. And actually, on that initial phone call, when they invited me to come be the commencement speaker, I asked on that call, can I please come back to campus one time before commencement week? Because I haven't been in a lot of years, because it turns out Elon's not on the way to anything. If you want to come here, you have to make a special trip, which I think is something that makes Elon really special. You have to come here on purpose. And I just wanted the chance to come back and check out my old stomping grounds. And also, I knew it had changed a lot, and a lot of new buildings had popped up, and even new majors had popped up, and wanted to see, what it was like now, and revisit things. And it's been even more sentimental, and just definitely a reminiscent couple of days for me. So it's been really sweet.
We're really all excited that you're here this week.
Thank you.
We're so happy
so
for you.
Sweet. Thank you.
And speaking of your own stomping ground, and as an alum, what are some of the most memorable things that you did on campus? What are some memories that you have made?
I was really involved with InterVarsity, as well as with the music theater program. So, I definitely lived in the performing arts building. I feel like you're there from the crack of dawn till late at night with rehearsals. But that's what I loved it that way. And being involved in InterVarsity meant I had another outlet and got to know students from other degrees. And I lived off campus with O'Kelly, which was an InterVarsity house, so it was really good for me to be in community with women there. I really loved getting to study abroad. One of the things I love about Elon, specifically for people who are pursuing musical theater as a career, I think conservatories are great, but I think well-rounded people make well-rounded performers. And that being in a liberal arts setting, I just think you're challenged in so many ways educationally that is going to make you a fuller person. So, and what you learn, or what I learned in psychology and anthropology and statistics and chemistry, informs the way I approach and interpret material as an actor. And so I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I had to have really intensive conservatory style training in singing and acting and dancing, but also to experience all these other arts and sciences. I think really challenged me and grew me in ways that are meaningful and have been definitely helpful for me.
I've made some really good friends within the journalism department, so I'm really happy to see that carries over
Oh,
after
definitely.
graduation.
Did you get to study abroad?
I'm actually going for a J term, I think junior year and senior year.
Oh,
I'm a
great. What
sophomore
year are
right
you now?
So
Oh, that's so exciting. Congratulations. Where do you want to study?
for my first J term, I think I'm going to go to Barbados.
Oh,
And
cool.
learn about some politics there.
That's
and
awesome.
maybe senior year do the ESPN trip.
Fantastic. I studied abroad in London, and I know that's a huge privilege to be able to study abroad, but I think if it's a privilege you can afford, I highly recommend getting to do that, because again, it's that liberal arts training, it's that becoming a well-rounded person and getting outside of yourself and getting outside of the bubble per se, and seeing how other people are doing life day to day. I think that's really important, and I think can make you more compassionate and understanding of people who are different than you or value different things than you. And so I was really grateful for my time abroad. I got to study opera and see a lot of theater, and it was the year that the Olympics were happening in London, so we got to see the Olympic Village and learn about sustainability, and just experiences that I'm incredibly grateful for. It was a big blessing to get to study abroad.
I'm really excited and I'm really thankful that we both have the experience to go to a school, private institution like this that is number one in study abroad.
Yes, absolutely. And I would even say, there are other highly acclaimed musical theater programs that maybe wouldn't necessarily encourage studying abroad because, it means you won't have this performance opportunity, or it means you can't take this class, but, have a faculty that sees the bigger picture and is thinking about the whole person and really encourages that, I think is really meaningful.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And right after graduation, walk me through the last few weeks preparing for graduation, and what were some of the things that you did, and maybe after graduation?
Yeah, it was a wild time in my life. I graduated end of May, and I got married 1 month later. So my senior spring was exciting. So I those last few weeks, you're having your final performances as a senior. So recitals and departmentals and grand night. And then for me, it was also looped in with like an engagement party and like a bachelorette party. So it was, and graduation parties, of course. And I think, savoring time on the botanical garden that we're all so fortunate to, study on, and taking advantage of the lasts, maybe grabbing a meal and eating it with friends on the quad, or taking a lap around Lake Marynell, or I remember going for a jog with one of my good friends around campus, and I had my favorite restaurant at the time was Anna's Thai. I don't think it's here anymore, and going and hugging Anna and thanking her for all the yummy Thai food over the years. Jumping in the fountain. I think that's like less forbidden now, but you got to jump in the fountain. Spending time with your professors. Since I've been back, I've gotten to see some of my beloved professors, and that's been really sweet for me. Oh my goodness, and the facilities have just, they were amazing when I was here, but to see things continuing to just move in such a beautiful direction is really exciting and inspiring.
How has the campus changed since you graduated?
Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous 10 years ago, and it's even more beautiful now. I was telling my friend when I got here, I opened the car door and it just smelled like Elon. But yeah, it seems bigger and better than ever, and yet it's maintained the intimacy of these small class sizes and a small student body. Even like being at college coffee today and getting to mingle and see the different student organizations and grab a bagel, it's like, while things have changed, I feel like the heart of the school is the same, and that's really special.
And one of my last questions for you today is, we spoke a little bit earlier about like Grand Night and some of those main stage productions.
Yeah.
How did those prepare you for going on Broadway and going on tour and your successes now?
Yeah, the training here definitely prepared me. It was incredibly intensive, and to be in acting classes with acting majors and dance classes with dance majors. This is a fun story. I took a ballet class with Lauren Rank, she's been a Radio City Rockette for a number of years now, and I got to do a Hallmark movie where I played a Rockette and got to like dance on stage with her at Radio City, and I was like, oh my gosh, from ballet class at Elon University to the stage of Radio City, that holds 6,000 people. It's just, there's been so many cool full circle moments like that for me with Elon alumni. But definitely having the opportunity here with Grand Night specifically, getting to be part of lots of musical numbers and getting to direct musical numbers, and one of the skill sets of an actor is to be able to take material and memorize it quickly and interpret it in a way that is truthful and real, and that definitely having to pull together numbers quickly, whether it was for your class or for other group numbers, is a skill set that has served me well in auditions, and especially with filming or workshops where things are on a tighter time frame. I got to play Polly Baker in Crazy for You my senior year. That was a wonderful experience, getting to lead a show here. And Catherine McNeila, who was the music theater director here for a number of years, she was my voice teacher. And so the training that I received as a vocalist has obviously assisted and carried me through a lot of years of performing vocally, and I got to take a film and TV class here, and the performance class, which is sort of like acting through song, and yeah. But like I said, taking anthropology and statistics, it all serves you as an artist. Yeah, I think that's hard, and I think it's a sensitive subject, and I'm happy to try to come up with an answer. But COVID was incredibly difficult for everyone, and everyone, and in the theater community specifically, some people could go back to their jobs or do it remotely, but Broadway, which, the whole mantra of theater is the show must go on, and the longest Broadway in the last 100 years had ever been shut down was for 2 days with September 11th, and then suddenly for shows to shut down for 18 months, for $96,000 jobs to be affected, for one of the biggest money-making industries in New York City to no longer exist, and also to hear the message that your industry doesn't matter, or it's not important, or it's not the priority, obviously, because there was much bigger issues at play, of course. That was really challenging, and my heart really went out to students who were graduating and students who were going and starting a new adventure in college. And I think it's pretty wild that Elon was able to open and figure out ways for students not only to come back safely, but to I heard that lots of spaces were created outdoors with spaced out Adirondack chairs to encourage people to get out of their dorm and find community and be together and still find relationship safely within the walls or the grounds of Elon. But something that was really special for me during COVID was I got to welcome back audiences after shows had been shut down for 18 months. So to be part of welcoming audiences back to Broadway was really meaningful for me. And when Glinda comes down in the bubble, her first line is, "It's good to see me, isn't it?" And that, of course, is her funny line. But for me to get to look out and to see everybody was really special. And I couldn't cry because the show was just getting started. No, but the power of getting to see your community, and I'm so glad that Elon was able to figure out a way to come back and be together in person, so that if nothing else, even with a mask, that you could see each other. And then the really powerful line that Glinda has at the end of the show is, "We've been through a frightening time." I know you've seen the show, and there will be other times and other things that frighten us, but if you let me, I'd like to try to be Glinda the good, and to carry those words to an audience of people who wow, collectively, we've been through a lot, and everyone's story and journey is obviously different for what they experienced during that time. But to have been in it together and to hopefully be stronger and more compassionate on the other side is remarkable. So, yeah, I don't know if that was kind of long-winded and all over the place. I don't know if that was helpful.
And thank you so much for being here. My very last question, is there anything else that you would like to add in this interview today?
That's a good question. I just feel so excited about everything that's happening here, and I care so deeply about this university and about this program, about the music theater program, and being at College Coffee today and seeing what the engineering majors are working on. They're building a race car, and getting to talk to some finance majors about a financial advising group that they're a part of to help students. I'm like, this is amazing. I just think there's so many opportunities here, and I was definitely the kind of person that wanted to say yes to everything. And so don't burn yourself out, but definitely take advantage of every opportunity that you can. It was really sweet for me to see that InterVarsity is thriving, and I hope students take advantage of the opportunities to explore interests, to find new interests, but ultimately to find community and find their people.
Thank you so much. Ginna Claire, it was an honor having you here today.
It was so nice meeting you.